So this is the first time that my entire family's been together for my mom's birthday. One of the last times they were all here together, it was when I was unable to readhere both prostheses, so I literally had no teeth. And that was when both my parents thought it was appropriate to text me an invitation to let me know that the full family was going to be over to barbecue and that I should join them. So since that, a lot has transpired. Imaging was done showing that the surgeries that I knew were all messed up, and they were causing me to have to deal with continuous pain and having to fix my own surgery for many, many months until I could no longer fix the bone loss and other things that were definitely outside my realm of non-expertise. I knew when I was beat. Anyway, this doesn't feel that different for me. I might have teeth now. However, not a single member of my family has since acknowledged that they understand that this hasn't been something that has been a figment of my imagination. The new surgeon was able to do imaging that revealed that not only were my teeth in a worse state than even I anticipated, with bone imaging scans showing significant bone loss on the lower portion of my jaw, my teeth, to the point that this new surgeon that graduated from Stanford used to practice in Chula Vista. He said that because of the amount of damage done to my teeth by the previous surgeon, he wasn't sure that he could even take on my case because of the level of complexity that was now involved. Compared with like having bone loss below the gum line, you can do bone grafts, they can do cadaver bone, they can do all sorts of other things, but when enamel is taken, not too much tooth is taken, like let's say if you're prepping for a root canal, generally speaking, I have enough experience having had a shit ton of other oral surgery over the years that I know that they normally will shave down the tooth to prep it for a crown, but for my entire bottom row of teeth, there was so much bone loss as a direct result of the negligence and just poor, completely just botched job surgery done by this previous surgeon. Literally, even these teeth, they could fall out in 3 years, they could fall out in 6 years. You can't just slap bone on top of bone. And so the surgeon actually couldn't give us an estimate right away because he wasn't sure that he could ethically take on my case. That being said, he did a CAT scan, which showed that my jaw was literally starting to collapse from off my face. I have temporomandibular joint disorder, and I experienced significant pain on both sides of my head. In my ears, it feels like a dull pain, burning pain, and it makes it very difficult to think straight, function. I can't do much of anything when the pain gets that bad. But hey, shout out to the makers of gabapentin. In the past 2 weeks, I went to the ER for the 9th time. My arms are in a bad state. This one is still just nerve damage. This is a fully immobilizing splint, anti-spasticity, anti-contracture splint. This is a thumb spica. Anyway, today is my mom's birthday. Not a single member of my family has taken a moment to apologize for trying to make it started out as bike rack teeth surgery, turning it into me having a bad attitude, me being out of control, Jessica being on drugs, and encouraging my parents to kick me out for my obvious lack of gratitude. Well, out of control, let's just go to that. In the early months of surgery, my parents would get very upset or angry if they found that I was working on my teeth using drills in order to fix the surgery that this botch job doctor did. So I was left with waiting till they went to sleep and then spending all-nighters to readhere my own teeth in so that I could just not be in excruciating pain, so that I could eat soft food, maybe eat string cheese, so as to not disturb the two people that I have been sharing space with for a few years now. Everything changed when I lost motor function in this guy, and my body just started shutting down. Once my teeth got to a place where I could no longer fix them, and after my last botch job surgery, which was March 26th of this year, in which I was left with chemical burns that were so acute, I could no longer drink water for 3 days' time because of the excessive amount of bonding agent that was used to fix my teeth. I promised myself I would never go back. And before I even left the office that day, with not adequate lidocaine given to me once again, I almost flipped out and just lost it in the doctor's office. I literally just wanted to say, what part of this is okay? My cheek and my lip had been surgically bonded to my surgical site. I had chunks of bonding agent that I was choking on. Chunks, it's like concrete. I had it in my eye. I couldn't see. I was in so much pain I couldn't think. It was all over my face, all over my clothes, and I have film and photo of it all. Anyway, since all this has transpired and I've continued dealing with incessant medical appointments, needing to stop writing anything down on a list as far as things I want to get done today, because I can no longer operate at a regular human level due to all of the love and support of my family and a really, really terrible oral surgeon whom, if he practiced dentistry in the United States, I would have had his medical license pulled by now. That's going to be something I tend to in the distant future. That being said, my family is in the next room celebrating my mom's birthday. Gee, where do I go with that? They're all barbecuing. They've all continued living their lives. Not a single one has acknowledged the things that have transpired thus far, taken any sort of responsibility, apologize, or even taken a moment to say, wow, you know, your arms are in splints. How have you been doing? It's been the antithesis thereof. Just within the past week, I spoke with my little sister. I called her because I wanted to show up for her, knowing that she was pregnant and that this was an exciting time for her. I really didn't even want to call because it felt disingenuous. When I called her, she mentioned how my parents had been frolicking through waterfalls in Oahu and that they didn't need to worry so much, and that she was happy that they were able to have a good time and relax. That's nice. Based upon the questions she started directing towards me, such as, so what have you been doing with your time? It was pretty apparent that she had no idea. A lot of them may or may not have any idea just how hellacious it has been trying to just get MRIs of my hands and continue dealing with all this medical stuff so I can move on to just having a normal life again. after I told her, well, I was left with significant damage to my hands as a direct result of this lovely oral surgeon. So my life has become one big medical appointment. She went on to pretty much say in a snarky tone, so you're just like there and you're not doing anything with your time? Yesterday, my dad became very demanding and told me that it was ridiculous that I was the only member of the family that has yet to pay him a $46 cell phone bill. He told me that it was obvious I show a lack of gratitude. And he went on to tell me that I needed to go apply to Burger King. I let him know that I did not appreciate his abusive language and that I found it weird that he was comparing me to my siblings when they had not been left with permanent damage due to 9 months of hell, surgery, threats of homelessness, etc. I told him that dealing with temporomandibular joint disorder can be a huge setback, and having two hands that no longer work is kind of a significant impairment that makes it so that even if I leave this house, I now pretty much...
Are you going to join us for dinner?
Um,
Birthday?
Happy birthday. I have some things I need to get done. I'm gonna take a shower and stuff. Happy birthday.
I'm hoping you will.
Anyway, the whole family is celebrating barbecuing, and I haven't showered in a few days, so I think I'm gonna focus my energy on that. My room's a bit of a wreck. You can see the lovely camping tent that I bought and the cooler, because this has been an inhospitable environment for quite some time. My family has continued traveling and having a great time, which is bizarre. I'm not angry about that, but it's weird. These are packages I'm shipping back to Amazon. Hot and cold pack, heat pack. I can't really. It's my splint bin, what has been dismantled. These are just a few of the many. But yeah, compression flux for swallowing in my feet. It's just been an ongoing thing. I don't think it's normal to look at splints the way that people might look at a luxury yacht vacation and go, maybe someday I can afford that. And this has been my life. Anyway, that's an update for me. I don't think I'll be joining the festivities. Strangely, I'm not feeling really celebratory. Over and out. I'm done. Bye.